response. What is the relationship between the Green Party and the Occupy movement?
That's an interesting question. The Green Party has no direct relationship with the Occupy movement. However, the Green Party stands for many of the things that the Occupy movement are asking for. I did participate in the Occupy movement in Chicago. I still consider myself an occupier. The Occupy movement is about reclaiming our democracy. It's about actively participating as citizens. So it is famously not leadership driven. It is famously grassroots level, democratic with a small d. So the Occupy movement, many people in it are so disappointed and disillusioned in the same way that the Green Party says that both the Republicans and Democrats are two sides of the same coin. The Green Party, the Occupy people also recognize that our government now is bought and sold by big corporations.
Mr. Schmidt, do you have any comment?
Well, sometimes I think green is the new red. I mean, when you take someone like Gorbachev, who was still a communist, and he is thrown out of office and becomes a member of the new green, you know, I believe that, again, I'm a constitutionalist. I go along with the Federalist Papers, the Declaration of Independence, our founding fathers. Liberty, above all else, is the solution to all our problems. Liberty first, and we don't need socialism, we don't need communism, we don't need Marxism, we need free enterprise will be the way to turn America around.
Thank you. Mr. Schmidt, this next question is directed to you, but of course both candidates will respond. Why should women not have the liberty to enter pregnancy?
Well, I believe in life first. And I know it's inconvenient for a lot of people, but it seems like women want more choices than, they want the choice to have sex, and they want to have a choice to have a mistake, and then they want a choice to force a doctor to fix their mistake, and then they want to force a hospital to fix their mistake. And when you get down to it, especially when most pregnancies are generally discovered somewhere in the 4th or 5th month, that I think women may once in a while think about having a child, and it's only a few months of their inconvenience, but there are tens of thousands of couples in the United States of America that would love to adopt a child. They go to China, they go overseas to Europe, Eastern Europe. For the little inconvenience of 2 or 3 months, I think life is more precious.
Women need to have the ability to control our bodies, and that means our reproductive functions as well. If men had babies, the debates over abortion and whether or not it was all right to make a decision about carrying another human being in your body for 9 months. If men got pregnant, we wouldn't be having these discussions. It would be an automatic right for men to control their own bodies, and that needs to be the same for women. Birth control and the safe and available access to abortion is absolutely essential for women as equal citizens. So, keep your laws off my body.
Thank you. With that, we will close the questions, and we will turn to even though it's a little bit early, unless there are any more questions, we'll go to the closing statements.
Wait, how long are we going to say this?
Pardon?
How long are the closing statements?
Right. And Mr. Schmidt will go first.
I have 8 grandchildren, and I want them to inherit America as as we know it. We are very fortunate that 230 some years ago, 56 men got together, put their life on the line, wrote the Declaration of Independence, and basically stated what America should be. There's been twists and turns along the way, but the reality is liberty always is right. Man, women in America have the greatest opportunity to do what they want to do. But freedom is the key. If you want to turn the country around, get the federal government off our back. My goal as a congressman is to reduce the federal government by 10% total spending within 3 years, reduce the federal government by 20% in the next 10 years. We got to make the federal government smaller and smarter. I know my opponent thinks that defense spending is 40–50% of the budget. It's only 6 or 7% of the budget. Most of the money goes in many other directions, and if we would just tighten up the belt a little bit, if every cabinet head was required to reduce his department by 10%, we could pull off and cut out the fraud, the waste, and bring down the spending of the federal government.
As I've been going door to door in the 5th District, I'm finding that voters are ready and eager for real choice and real change. It's time to stop doing the same thing and hoping for a different result. We need to vote our values. If you want fairness in taxation, if you want to tax and regulate Wall Street, if you want to create clean, green jobs for our communities, if you want universal health care, everybody in, nobody out. If you want a livable planet, it is time to vote green. It is time to support a progressive Green Party champion and vote for me in the 5th District, Nancy Wiggin. Thank you.
And thank you to our candidates and to the church and our living voters. Thank you, audience.
Are studying democracy in the United States relative to the presidential election, and on their way out, their escort from the Carter Center said that this is the only local campaign event that they were able to make. They're on their way to Indiana, and so thank you all for showing up and showing them a little bit about participatory democracy and about how candidates campaign and get their message out. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
See ya.